Welcome back to Boss Babe Team. We are loving on each other by healing and putting God first in all that we do. Welcome back once again. We thank you for joining us. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to come here, check out your girl, your coach, and see what's going on in the world of putting business and God together, giving tools and gems, and just showing up for each other. And so on the show today, we have Miss Tinna Jackson. She is a lead coach. She is coming out of Washington, D.C. She is changing the lives of the sons and daughters of Christ. She's coming to you from working behind the scenes. She's worked in the government. She's worked in politics. Okay, so she has all the insights. She has all the gems and the jewels. She's seen what it really takes. She knows the law. She knows how to change the trajectory of where things are going for you. And so on this season, I am bringing to you people that are bringing you strategy. I'm bringing to you people who are going to change that last quarter. I'm bringing people to you who are going to change your 2026. And so we're not playing this last quarter. We're coming to you strong. We're coming to you aggressive even. We're coming to you with tools and plans that are laid out so that you can go into your next year, into your next season stronger. So I welcome you. Welcome you, Miss Jackson. And I introduce to many, Miss Tinna Jackson. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So jumping right in here, give us a little piece of what it is that you do.
Yeah, so I'm a certified executive coach, also a certified emotional intelligence practitioner and strengths coach. And in my business, I tend to prioritize Black women and Black leaders in my work. So I have a firm called Jackson Consulting Group. We do executive coaching and organizational management consulting. And I got into this work mainly because, I'd worked in many organizations, politics, like you said, in government, in the Senate, and in other organizations. And one of the things that I noticed about us, especially if you've been the only woman, the only Black woman, the only Black person in predominantly white spaces, we struggle, right? Because we tend to shrink. We
Right,
feel like we don't belong.
right,
And there's a lot that we go through as young people, in those spaces. And
yes.
so a lot of what I focus on is mindset, for leaders, especially when they're trying to make changes in organizations. Self-doubt creeps in,
Mm-hmm.
imposter syndrome, all of these things creep in
Yes.
a way that is more damaging for us because we're coming in on a level, and we're exercising muscles we have not exercised before in terms of strategy. And
Wow.
so, with everything I've learned over the years, even with some of the mistakes I've made, I'm just making it a point to, prioritize us in my work,
Understand.
because it's definitely necessary. I mean, I'm sure that there are other people that are doing it as well, or at least they're saying they're doing it. I'm doing it in
Mhm.
practice.
I understand. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful that you're giving back, you're creating community, you're telling people you do belong. Okay, here are some of the ground rules. Here are some things that we can change and really
Hmm.
strengthen what it is you have. It sounds like you're saying that you've done this, you've mastered it. Now you're giving back to the community, to us Black women who may feel like we've lost it or feel like it's too late. Some of us feel like, who are we at this point? We've kind of worked for someone else all this time, and maybe we want to have our own business.
Hmm.
What does that look like in ourselves, or who we are, as a person and as a leader in our own business? That's absolutely beautiful. I love that. I've had my challenges too,
Hmm.
of feeling like, well, okay, I've gone through this and I've gone through that. As a leader, how do I tell someone else that? And I had to realize that what you went through was your tool, your toolbox for who you're gonna help, And
Right.
so sometimes we feel like those insecurities are gonna pull us backwards, but then we meet people like Miss Jackson who says, no. Those are the things you use to move forward, and let me add to that. Let me strengthen you here. And so I absolutely love what you do. I appreciate you, and you're very needed in this time because we're going into some seasons that are going to be dark. We're going into some seasons that if you don't got your own business, and if you don't got your boots strapped up, and you don't have some knowledge and some law behind you, it's not gonna look good.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue that we all face really is fear.
Mm-hmm.
And fear is not an emotion, it is a spirit.
Yes.
And so when those kinds of negative feelings and spirits come up for you, you have to fight them,
That's right.
because we're all here for a reason, right? And we all have natural talents. Some of us have ignored them over the years for the
Mm-hmm.
sake of staying employed.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I think particularly as women, particularly as Black women, we go through a lot in our childhood, our
Yes.
teen years, through high school, through college, if we make it. Some of
Mm-hmm.
us are the only ones in our families who even continued education from high school to college. I'm definitely one of those people.
Yes, me
And
too.
so it's easy for fear to creep in because it's really fear of the unknown.
Right.
But if you are truly grounded in your faith and you truly believe in God, God is
Mm-hmm.
sending you everywhere you are going. Your steps are ordered.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you just have to do it.
That's right.
A lot of
Yeah.
the fear kind of goes away once you start to navigate other people in situations. I think it was Barack Obama did a podcast on the Pivot podcast, and
Okay.
one of the examples he gave was, you think that when you walk into these spaces that you don't belong.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the case. He
Right.
went from Harvard. He's like, there are fools at Harvard, but they're at
Yeah.
Harvard. you
Right.
know there are, he gets to the US Senate. He's like, there's some great people there, but there's some fools there too. And
Absolutely.
there are people that are running organizations, running particular spaces, having significant responsibility, and a lot of them, they have a good skill set. They are great communicators, but on the flip side of that, some of them are also damaged, just as damaged as some of us are.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it could be luck, some of it could be knowing the right people. There's so many reasons why people get promoted and they end up in these other spaces. I'm not saying that people don't work for it, but
Right.
I'm just saying that everybody's situation is unique, and you don't know why people have gotten where they've gotten, even though they might be, they have questionable character.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, we do too. Like, that's what makes all of us so unique, is we all
Right.
bring these diverse experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And
Something different
hopefully,
to the table. Yeah.
yeah, and hopefully, if we've learned those lessons and we are in our healing process through those things,
Yeah.
we have a lot to bring to the table too, and we should never feel like we don't belong. And look, I've worked for some of the whitest organizations on the
Yes.
planet, and I
Yeah.
made it to C-level positions. And I tell you, one of the things that struck me was, um, I was not viewed as, oh, you're the only Black girl. At
Okay.
least they didn't do it to my face. But I walked into certain situations thinking automatically, based on what we hear when we're growing up,
Mm-hmm.
be careful, make sure you watch your back,
Uh-huh.
don't you keep your head down, do your
Right.
work, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That same sentiment of keeping your head down is the same thing that literally keeps you down into various positions. I
Those mental,
understand.
those
Yeah,
mental roadblocks.
yeah, absolutely. You end up developing a mental roadblock where, yeah, it's like, yeah, keep your head down, do your work, but at the same time, when it comes time to promotion,
Right.
they know you do your work, but unless they
Mm-hmm.
see you surfacing and speaking up, a
Right.
lot of times you're not going to get promoted. And how many times have we been in jobs where it seems like the dumbest person gets promoted, and
You're like him?
how
Yeah.
did this happen?
Yeah.
Well, that person, we can call it brown nosing, but they always spoke up. They always entered spaces like they own them. I don't
They
care what
asserted
color.
themselves.
Yeah, I don't care what color they are, right?
Hmm.
There's some of us that do it too, right? It's like they walk into spaces like they own it,
Yeah.
and they walk in with a presence that people remember. And
Hmm.
so if we keep sitting and keeping our heads down and just doing our work, praying and hoping that someone's going to notice, mm, that's not going to work all the time.
That's right.
There
They
are
should have.
only there are only a select few people that actually pay attention to their staff to actually know who's really doing the work.
That's good. Hmm.
That's if they care enough,
Hmm.
right? But on the flip side, the ones that get promoted are the ones that have a high level of communication, that can speak up, that can speak for the group, that's always the first one to jump up,
Right.
because they're building trust through the way they communicate.
Hmm. They're inserting themselves and they're saying, I
Mhm.
have to shine. You know, a
Mhm.
lot of people, they know their weaknesses. They know they don't
Mhm.
bring a bunch to the table. That they don't have what you have, but I'm gonna bring
Mhm.
something. I'm
Mhm.
gonna work this room.
Right.
I'm gonna be a star in this room. Whether I have what you have, you could have 10 degrees and I could have one. None of
Right.
it matters when I want this position, or I know that I'm capable of doing something, and I
Mhm.
can learn. Or in flight, I can fuel myself while I'm in flight instead of saying, "Well, let me stay here and be behind." There are a lot of people
Mhm.
who feel like I have something to lose. They feel
Mhm.
like, you know, I have a family at home. I want to grow it. I want to step into generational wealth. And so
Mhm.
I'm not going to stifle myself by feeling like I'm
Right.
not good enough or I don't have it. So
Right.
there's a different type of mind frame that people have of a different color,
Mhm.
but they have it because they saw it. They have it because they were raised a certain way, and they also have it because they feel a certain way about themselves. There's certain things that
Mhm.
they didn't have to go through that we went through, and so there were certain doors that weren't slammed in their faces, and so they
Right.
go in with this, I can do it. They go in with this, I'm
Mhm.
capable. They go in with,
Mhm.
I don't need 10 degrees, I'm gonna get to that
Mhm.
door. And we gotta have
Mhm.
that same mentality,
Right.
you know.
Right. I'm glad you mentioned something about all these degrees. As you know, we are the most the most educated class,
Yes.
and it's this external validation we feel like we need. I can't tell you how many black women I have talked to, and they're like, I'm getting my PhD. Girl, for what?
Right.
You
You already
I
got
mean, I
10.
get it. Look, I get it. Like, for years, I was like, I'm gonna get my master's degree. I'm gonna get my master's degree. And do you
Hmm.
know, I had a bunch of people, white people, tell me, "Girl, what you doing all that for? You don't need that. You're good at what you
Right.
do."
Right.
You're right. I know. I am. I am. I really am. Um, but yeah, a lot of us, we overeducate ourselves because we want a level of respect.
Right.
Mm,
That's not the case.
that's not necessarily the case. It's
Yeah.
not.
It's not
It's
always the
it's
case.
it's it's just not. I am telling you, the two highest levels of value in any organization is going to be communication and strategy. And
Hmm. That's it.
people think because they come up with ideas and they overthink that is strategy. That is not strategy.
No, it's not.
Strategy is seeing the forest through the trees and having a plan and a
Right.
backup plan for the plan for the plan.
That's it. And you gotta know what's going on around you. There are
Right,
positions that are available you don't even know about. There
right.
are things that people are being, you're looking and saying, oh, she just got elevated. Where did that position even come from? Did you even know it was
Mhm.
possible? So it's
Mhm.
always
Mhm.
important to not feel that you're not good enough, like what we're talking
Mhm.
about, and always know what is actually going on, what's actually available around you.
Yeah. And you know what? I think the I think the best strategists have a level of discernment that others just don't understand. Discernment is very important.
Yes, it is.
If you don't have good discernment, and you don't know, like you said, there's no situational awareness, and you don't
Hmm.
understand relationships and how things work.
Yes.
If you don't have that, no one can advise you, no one can coach you, because even someone providing therapy to you,
Hmm.
the advice is going to be off because they can only provide the advice, the support, and the strategy based on what you tell them,
That's right.
based on your viewpoint. And if your viewpoint is skewed
Mm,
because you don't have good discernment,
it caps.
girl, look,
Stops at that level.
you gonna go, it's gonna be a rabbit hole, and you're gonna be spinning in circles. The same thing is gonna be happening over and over and over
That's
again.
right.
And honestly, that's kind of how negative forces, this negative energy, and the enemy creeps in.
That's right. Creating toxic cycles.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's really scary if we don't take a step back and actually like really pay attention,
Mm-hmm.
and develop our own level of self-awareness. We're in trouble,
That's right.
and we're going to continue to be.
That's right. You have to realize that, like Miss Tina is saying, there's an enemy out there. You can't act like he doesn't exist or it ain't there. He's there, and it comes in different faces and different phases and faces with an F, right? But knowing that and being aware of that and what's going on starts to put tools in your hands. It starts to build strategy without you even knowing you were building it. You know, and so these are tools that we're giving you that you're gonna use physically in your everyday life. You're gonna use it on the job. You're gonna use it at home. You're gonna use it in how you spend money. You're gonna use it in how you're saving money. Okay, so you have to have the strategy in all these things. Being aware is, how much am I really spending? How much of my check is really going to this and to that? You know, where am I complaining at? Even take note of where you're complaining at. Take note of, where your level of mentality is, what you accept and what you're saying no to.
Yeah, one thing, I'm glad you mentioned the word spending, because one of the things that I think we all do, we call it retail therapy. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
makes you mad. It's all
Yeah.
these things that happen,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we say retail therapy because when you're spending money, especially on luxury items, you get a luxury experience. People
Right.
treat you so well, right? And you want that feeling over and over again. And before you know it, you might be putting you might be putting yourself in debt. And I'm speaking from experience, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you really look at that, um you got your Louboutins. Everybody wants red bottoms, Louboutins. Everybody wants their Chanel bags. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong,
Yeah.
I have my fair share.
Right.
But do you need 20 of them?
Right. And who is this
I'm just
for?
saying, like really think about. Don't get me wrong. I love my David Yurman jewelry,
Yes.
but I don't need 20 pieces.
Right.
Like I don't need 5 Chanel bags. I look, with everything that we go through, you cannot put your pain in that handbag. You cannot put your pain in them shoes,
That's good. Yes, you
right?
can. You
No
can.
matter what, you still have to look yourself in the mirror and turn around and do it all over again the next day. And if your mindset is off, I don't care what you buy, you are still not going to feel better.
That's right.
It's not. The spending is not going to make things better.
No, it's counteractive. You're going
It
against
is.
generational wealth.
It
You're
is.
trying to,
That's right.
your mind is, I'm trying to build something here, even at work. I'm trying to be better at work. I'm trying to get this position at work. I'm trying to start my own business. I'm trying to be a leader. There's so many things collectively that go along with that. It starts with the mind.
Right.
But when you're in the wrong state of mind, it trickles, it bleeds in every other thing that you're doing. You're
Mm-hmm.
trying to be assertive in one area, but you're lacking in the other area. So to be
Mm-hmm.
well rounded, you have to absolutely, first thing is look at what you value. You value your money. You value what you spend. And so that's why I'm bringing this up. This is what I know you value because I valued it at one time. And so I
Mm-hmm.
realized that that's not really collateral. The
Mm-hmm.
money that you
Mm-hmm.
receive, that check that you get, that's not even yours. It's not even yours. Once it gets into your hands, it goes to everywhere else. It goes back to the government. It goes into the rent. It goes into your mortgage. It goes into
Mm-hmm.
food. It goes into the growth. It goes to everywhere else. And then you feel deprived. Now you're in
Mm-hmm.
Gucci again because you're like, well, where did my money really go? When you start to take accountability, that's real leadership talk.
Yeah.
When you start to say, I'm spending too much, that's real leadership talk. When you start to say, okay, I need strategy, let me go to a Miss Jackson so that I can start to develop what it is I really want, who it is I'm really trying to shape and mold myself to be, you know? And so we need the Miss Jacksons of this world who are saying, listen, baby girl, the way you're doing it, it's not going to work. I tried it. The way that I'm looking at the way you have things laid out, your spending habits, I don't know if that's something that you do with people. Maybe when you're strategizing, you have to account that in. But you also
Hmm.
count in mindset. You're also counting in when was the last time you got elevated in where you work, and how did
Hmm.
that work out for you? How did you get there? There's some people who've been on their jobs for years.
Yeah, that's right. Just you look at everybody, that lost positions in the federal government, right?
Mm,
These are career conditional people that's been there for 10, 15, 20 years, and then
yeah.
all of a sudden it's taken away. This is why people work in the federal government, because they know it's very secure, that you
Mm-hmm.
could be in those positions for a very long time. The way
Yes.
that there's steps within each government grade, so you could be a GS 13 step 1 and go up 10 or 12 steps within that grade. You could be in the same position and get salary increases for
Yeah.
like 10 years, right? So
Right.
it was just a very secure work environment until now.
Right.
um you know
And that
um
says a lot about the way the world is going. A position that was so
yeah,
secure isn't secure anymore.
yeah, and I think, and maybe I have a little bit of a different perspective, but I think that when you've been on this train for a very long time
Mm-hmm.
and you've been doing the same thing for 10, 15, 20 years, you have to think about, if it goes away, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
and the cool thing that people don't recognize, when you've been doing this stuff, whatever you're doing, whatever your job has been for this long period, that means that you developed a skill set and you honed in on it, and after 10, 15 years, honey, you're an expert.
Okay.
So you can flip that, start your own business, and sell what you were giving away as a service internally. You can
Right.
now sell it back to the same entity
Because you
as
mastered it.
as a contractor. So let me give you
Mm-hmm.
an example. You saw recent news, Department of Education, they now consider nursing as not a professional certification.
Really.
Okay. Okay. So if that's what they said, that's what they said. They released that. Okay, if I'm a nurse and I'm upset by that,
Mm-hmm.
you can be upset by that, but hospitals still need nurses.
Right.
Okay. Now, on the flip side of that, if they wanted to do a boycott, if all the nurses got together and walked out of every medical establishment, the hospitals would go down, everything would come crashing down.
Absolutely.
Okay. But on the flip side, you could start your own business and
Mm-hmm.
have a home care business and deal with the patients that you want to deal with,
That's right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
There are many business owners there are many entrepreneurs that are working and they have sick parents.
Mm.
And the one thing that would be helpful to them is to have someone that they know and trust that can come in and help them with home care for their parents,
That's right.
put them at ease. And they will pay the money for
Mm-hmm.
that, that you are solving a problem that people need solved,
That's right.
you know?
That's right.
So I think if people can, once they get over the emotion of some of these things that are occurring,
Yeah. Yeah.
if they could reframe and look at a potential opportunity
Right.
and go in on it. I'm not telling people to quit their jobs at all.
No.
I'm not telling people to quit their jobs. But if you have an idea, there is nothing wrong with starting an LLC and
Absolutely.
building something on the side
That's
and
right.
talking to people, because one of the things about being in a position for 10, 15, 20 years, you're kind of stuck. You're isolating yourself. If you are not getting to know people outside of your job, And I'm not talking about church. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about professionally getting to know
Yes.
other people that
Yes.
know you so that if
Mhm.
something happens, you can immediately be referred.
That part. Mm-hmm.
You know, this
Mm-hmm.
goes back to the mindset of, keeping your head down and doing your work. Okay, for 10, 15, 20 years,
No, ma'am.
all I'm saying is just reframe. I'm not telling people don't stop keeping your head down. That's not what I'm necessarily saying. I'm
Right.
saying I'm saying come out of the dark
Come
sometimes.
out wherever you are.
If someone wants to go to happy hour, just go. I'm not, you don't, and this is because let me tell you, I was this way early in my career. I
Yeah.
just wanted to do my work and go home. I ain't want to be bothered. I don't want to go to happy hour with y'all.
Yeah.
I didn't
Go.
want to.
Go.
But when
Mm-hmm.
I started going, I
Mm-hmm.
tell you this, you learn a lot about people after hours.
What are you telling? Yes, you do. Yes,
And
you do.
I will tell everyone this. Anytime you're going out to happy hour with coworkers, try not to drink as much. One or two
Don't.
drinks, or just drink water and act like it's a vodka soda.
That's
Whatever you
right.
need to do, but you need to maintain a clear head.
Because you're going to observe.
You're going to observe, and
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, and I'm not saying, compile information about people, use it against them in the future. I'm not saying
No.
I'm saying you could be the saving grace for someone. People are going through we are not the only ones going through stuff.
Yes, right.
A lot of people are going through things, and it comes out at the bar. It comes out
Mm-hmm.
at happy hour. And you could end up building solid relationships with people that don't look like you.
That's
And
true.
then when you actually need something, let me tell you. I had somebody, this this girl, I was not crazy. I got to tell you, I was not crazy about her. Initially I wasn't crazy about her.
Uh-huh.
But I think she's German. I think she's
Okay.
German. We have been the best of friends for like 10 years. We don't talk
Wow.
often, but when we do, it's like we never stopped.
Wow.
Let me tell you, I needed to go to the emergency room. It was 2:30 in the morning. My husband was at work, and he couldn't get off. Do you know she came to my house at 2:45 a.m. and took me to the
Wow.
emergency room? That's
See?
a real friend. Cause you
See?
know what we cause you know what we do?
See?
It's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, where's your husband? The first thing
Right.
is,
Where
where your
is your
husband at?
phone?
Where are your brothers? Why? It's like I must be a last resort if you're calling me.
Right.
But without question, she came to my house and took me to the emergency room and sat with me the whole time till my husband got off.
Wow. You never know the connections that you
You
can make with
never
a
know.
person. A
Absolutely.
friendship, a business connection, just
Absolutely.
by inserting yourself or asserting yourself where you wouldn't normally go. Step
Hmm.
outside of your boundaries sometimes. Step outside of your
Hmm.
normal. Create a
Hmm.
new normal.
But that's where the discernment piece comes in too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look, there are some people, and energy is so important.
Mm,
Understanding energy, understanding your own self-awareness and energy is very important, because when you meet certain people and you get a bad vibe, we just walk away. Either
right.
we walk away, or we keep our distance, or we're just silent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have that good discernment, you will know who's worth your time and who's worth
Right.
getting to know.
That's right. Sometimes we do. I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of times when people are like, "Oh, this doesn't feel right," but what if that was a lesson you were supposed to stick around for? And let
Mm.
me tell you, when you stay in alignment with God's plan, if you run that plan, that lesson will come right back around again, and it might
Mm-hmm.
even be
Mm-hmm.
uglier this time. It might even be on the level you can't understand this time. So it's always
Yeah.
good to discern, like we're speaking of, what it really is that you're feeling. Sometimes that's not something to run from; it's a lesson.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's something that came to strengthen you where you're weak at, or it came because you keep running and it wants you to
Mm-hmm.
stop running. So I
Mm-hmm.
learned that staying in alignment with God's plan is sometimes slowing down and saying, why do I feel this way? Why do I want to run?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it hurts, or yeah, this is ugly, or yeah, it doesn't feel the way I'm used to, but is God trying to get me to change for my next? Is he trying to get me to, you know, assert myself and become stronger in a certain area because some blessing is coming, and when that blessing is coming, I gotta be strong enough to keep the blessing. God don't want me to lose what He's bringing me.
Let me
You
tell
know.
you. Let me tell you. I had a strong spiritual awakening this year.
Mm.
I've been through a lot in my life, in my career.
Mm-hmm.
My childhood was crazy. I grew up in Southeast DC during the crack epidemic.
Mm.
One of my brothers got shot when I was
Mm-hmm.
younger. It just had a lot, just had a lot going on,
Yeah.
and to grow up in a situation like that, and then throughout my work journey, my career journey, I just went in and just completely focused on my career.
Mm-hmm.
And, building emotional intelligence over the years, building resilience.
Mm.
During COVID, I lost two brothers. I have grew up with four
Wow.
brothers. Two
I'm
brothers
sorry
passed.
to hear that. My
Thank you.
condolences.
Yeah, two brothers passed away during COVID, like 2 weeks apart.
Wow.
And I just
Goodness.
continued to work. I continued to work and continued to work, went into my business full time. And then earlier this year, I had a couple of clients fall off my roster, and these were big clients that,
Mm.
significantly impacted my revenue.
Right.
But there was a part, like, I was mad for a minute, but then I said to myself, there's a reason why they're going away. And I knew exactly why they were going away.
Mm.
And then the month of May, I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. I was so exhausted.
Mm.
And when I tell you, for the month of May, I didn't do one social media post. I didn't go into my office. I could not do anything. And
Wow.
I didn't question why. In my heart of
Mm.
hearts, I knew why. And the Lord spoke to me and said, now you're listening.
Wow.
I was so self-reliant. And I think all of us black women, right?
Yes.
We are so strong, we are so self-reliant. Girl, we need people. We need support. We need to stop this.
Listen. Listen
We
here.
need support, and we need to speak up. We need to stop letting people be okay with us being the only one showing up.
That's right.
It
That's right.
does not always have to be you. We do not have to be the first ones to jump up and clean up and be the help. And just because your niece, your cousin, everybody coming to you because they know you're going to step up for them.
That's right.
Because we have allowed everyone else around us to escape that responsibility.
Listen.
Because
You preaching.
we are so comfortable being the go-to person, stepping up, being self-reliant. I'm strong. But you coming home crying in your closet, or and you're by yourself, and nobody's there with you, holding your hand, making sure you're okay.
You preaching to
Feel
the
me?
choir now. You
So
preaching
I'm
to the
like,
choir now. Really?
so when I tell
Yes.
you, when I tell you, the Lord spoke to me and said, now you can listen. I could barely have conversations with people. And you know what else I think he told me? He was like, I gave you all the tools you need.
Right.
When I tell you, for years, I was waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was functioning on 4 hours of sleep. I was coming up with so many business ideas, so many frameworks. I was coming up with so many plans.
Mm.
Strategic, coming up with plans for plans for plans, and never executed them. I have an
Mm.
arsenal of frameworks for people,
Listen.
right?
Mm.
And I feel like I got knocked down to be reminded that you have not been doing this on your own.
That's right. That's right. And God will do it. He'll do it every time.
And so when I tell you, I didn't post anything. I stayed in the bed. I didn't do much for the month of May.
You had a month like that. I had a year like that.
Let me tell you something. June 1st, went
Mm-hmm.
back into my office. I got 3 phone calls. 3 clients that went away came back around.
Wow, look at God.
The revenue that I lost was replaced.
Double.
I didn't even think about it. Like when I tell you I went into June with a level of peace I'd never had before.
Yeah.
There's so I mean, we all got drama. There's so many things that are going on in
Yes.
my life, but I'm like, I can't worry about those things. I have an assignment. I have a purpose. I have an assignment. I know that black women are my assignment,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so it's just, I can't allow anything to deter me from my purpose and my assignment.
That's it. No matter
And
who don't
so
like it, no matter who
when
got
you,
something to say.
right. And so like you said, when you are in full alignment and you know what you are supposed to be doing, and you follow those steps that have been ordered for you,
That's right.
things will happen for you. They just will.
That's
And
it.
a part of that is being obedient.
Mm.
You can't say you trust God, but you worrying about everything. That's not trust. There's
Yeah.
one thing to say it, there's another to believe it
And to act on it.
and act on it. And and do it in practice.
The
Absolutely.
faith without works is dead.
That's right.
You can have all the faith you think you have. If you're not acting on it, you're not
Right.
walking in it, it's not
Right.
activated.
Right. Absolutely.
Your faith is not activated. So being in alignment is super important. I wanted to touch on really quickly, once you get into that alignment, once you get into that mindset of where you need to be, once you get into that minutely looking at what you're doing and spending and who's around and what's going on and all the things, how are we staying unshakable?
Look, the only way to stay unshakable is to develop consistency and discipline. But also, but mainly in your faith. Look, discipline is a struggle. It's a struggle for me.
Yes, for many. For
And
many.
I have to, there are certain things that I have to have in place to make sure that I'm maintaining this consistency in this discipline.
Yes.
There are a lot of people I can't talk to anymore. I mean, yeah, we can kiki every now and then, but not every day. Because
You
if
step
you
on
don't,
toes.
if you don't have certain hedges in place to protect yourself and to protect your mindset and to protect what you are building for yourself or build the person that you need to become to
Right.
do all of the things and have the impact that you want in your life, if you don't have those things in place, you will be swallowed by the environment. You will be swallowed. You need to control the environment you're in. Don't let the environment control you.
Absolutely.
Look, I'll say this. When you are one of a few people in your family that's considered successful, or people think you got a little bit of money because you put on makeup every day, but some people just every few minutes they're calling for something. Need something. There's so many needy people around. People need this and need that. If you don't shut it down,
It'll shut you down.
it will shut you down. Don't get me wrong. Let me tell you, if I, and I wonder about this, if I did, over time, continue building my business and become, a multimillionaire or whatever, I wonder who would be around me or who would try to be around me, And if people were not for you or with you, when you had nothing, but then they start to flock around, when they think you do have, they will take you down. Family, friends, whatever. They will take you down. And this again goes to discernment.
You are speaking facts.
And if you can't tell, and also if you're, I gotta say this. If you are a people pleaser, if you don't know you're a people pleaser, please ask someone you trust to tell you whether or not you are a people pleaser.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And when your parents say something about you, I know it's upsetting, but it might be true. Parents know their kids. Okay. If you are a people pleaser, please find a way to get out of that.
Immediately.
because you will be so depressed because you are trying so hard to make everyone else happy, but you don't know what happiness looks like for yourself. Do you know a lot of us don't know what happiness looks like for us?
We don't. We never had an example of it. There's some people that don't know what love looks like.
Exactly.
They never
Some
had an
people,
example of it.
yeah, and some people don't love them. They love others. They love externally, but they don't love internally.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to love on yourself, and
You have to.
I'm not talking about self-care, going to the spa. No,
No.
that's
No, no,
bull.
no.
Okay, whatever.
That's
That's
maintenance.
not it. That's not it. But it's taking care of yourself. Making sure that you protect your time, you protect
Yeah.
your energy. You don't
Yes.
allow other people to influence your mind, especially when you're on a path to change.
Mm.
You want to change things about yourself. You want to do better. And then someone else says something like, "Oh, you think you're better than us now."
Yeah, maybe I do.
Look, change your phone number. Change your number.
Email
Change
all of
your
that.
number. Because these are those devilish, negative, energetic thoughts that will creep into your mind and will cause you to doubt everything that you're on the path towards.
Every time they'll show up. Every time. Every
Every
time you're
single
about.
time.
Every time you're about to break through. Every time you're about to step over in a change. Every time you're about to say yes, they show up right on time, like clockwork. And if you don't have the discernment to say no, hang up, or don't even pick up, it'll be your demise every time. I lived it. There are people you got to let go of. You are right on time with that one. You got to let them go and let them be there. That they weren't made to be on your path. There's some people who have actually inserted themselves into your lives who were never supposed to be there.
That's right.
They saw a light and they said, "Oh, maybe I can attach myself to that light. Maybe I can get something out of that light. Maybe that light will work for me one day."
Yeah,
No. And before you know it, they'll have that light turned off.
that's
You
right.
have to make sure that you know who's around you and why they're there.
Yeah, and before you know it, you don't realize it, but you're dimming your own light because of them.
Yeah,
Anytime.
they don't turn your light out. They get you to turn it out.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And that's how you know the devil's at play. You know, it's so unfortunate, but yeah, we have a lot of work to do. We really
Yeah,
do. And
yeah.
I hope that the listeners understand that it's a process. It is a process. This stuff is not going to happen overnight. It's just
No,
not.
no.
But once you sit back and just reframe and have a different perspective, you will just see things differently. You'll
Yeah,
you'll start to see how people move. When you start moving differently, you'll start to see how others move. But this helps to build that discernment as
yeah.
well.
And it starts with conversations like this.
Hmm.
That's when it starts with a conversation. The conversation you and your mom never had. The
Right.
conversation that it's hard to have with your boss. The
Hmm.
conversation that's hard to have with yourself.
Hmm.
Sometimes you gotta look in the mirror and talk to you. I know a lot of people don't say that talking to yourself is weird or it's wrong. No, it's not.
Hmm.
Sometimes you gotta tell yourself, girl, get it together. Girl, put your
And
boots on and keep going.
yeah, and look, talk to God. Just have an open conversation with
Mm-hmm.
God. You're not crazy for sitting there having a conversation. It's nobody's business.
That's right.
It's your business.
That's right.
Take a walk. Talk to God. It's okay. It's okay. He
Yes,
wants to hear from you.
yes, he does. He's waiting on you.
Mm-hmm.
He's waiting on you. That's a
That's right.
fact. That's right. And so, to wrap this all up, I think that we've given a lot of pointers. We've given a lot of strategy. Um, what would you say is a place where people aren't valuing themselves and there's others that aren't valuing them? Where would you say they need to pivot or position themselves when they realize this? Because we've given them a lot of gems and tools, right? Once they
Mm-hmm.
start to realize all the things we've given them and they start to wake up to all these different levels, now they're in a position of where do I pivot or move into next now that I realize all these things? I spend too much money. I have the wrong people around. I need to get more discernment. I need to assert myself in my company. Once we realize all these things that we've given them today, how do we now slip into those positions and put them into action?
Well, first, I think it's important for people to, when you're having these revelations, when these things are coming to you, keep notes. Whether you're keeping a journal or something, or just keeping the notes in your phone or whatever. But just remember some of the things that you're noticing, right? And keep kind of a compilation, because when you go back and look at it, you're going to be like, oh, actually, I noticed this several years ago, but I never. If you saw it a couple years ago, why didn't you do anything, say anything? It takes a certain. We all go through different levels of maturity based on what we learn, based on the lessons we learn. And so once you're starting to notice those things and you're feeling this gravitational pull to change, and you want to change your environment, that has to become one of your objectives. If you truly want to change, your environment, you just have to stick to it. And you have to come up with a plan for what that means. If that means that when certain people call, you're not going to answer on the first ring, you're not going to answer the second call. If they call 3 times in a row, maybe it's an emergency, maybe it's not. I can't tell you how many people call me 4 or 5 times in a row and they don't want anything.
Nothing.
Sometimes I regret picking up the phone. But you have to come up with, or actually think about some of the things that you used to do that might have been contributing to that behavior in that environment you created.
Yes.
And start making those little changes here and there, like gradually drifting away, gradually focusing on things that you need to focus on. Before you know it, you do become a different person, because you're growing into the person you need to become in order to get to wherever you want to go. It's also important to know where you want to go.
Right.
If you let's say you do want to start a business, but you don't feel like you have all the tools that you need. I mean, honestly, it's no excuse nowadays. You got ChatGPT will tell you everything you need. Google is still viable. I mean, we have too much information at our fingertips.
Correct.
That honestly, sis, it's no excuse now.
No. It
Really
guys
is.
just say it's
It's
you
no
at some
excuse.
point. You have to
Mm-hmm.
just say it's me at some point with
That's
all the
right.
information.
That's right. That's right. And the thing is you're not alone. Even though if it feels like it, what's crazy is I feel like you have more support on social media from people that don't know you
It's a
more
fact.
than the people that have been the closest to you over the
It's a
years.
fact. It's a fact.
People can hear about, one win that you have, and everybody's in the comments like, so proud of you, keep going, just saying encouraging words before the people that know you, that actually grew up with you, would say anything positive.
Yeah.
And so it's really unfortunate, but that just tells you how important community is.
Yes. It is. It is a very important key in changing and the trajectory of where you're going, and starting to assert yourself and starting to change your mentality. Community is one of those big things that are important. And it's sad that people are building family on platforms. They're
Yeah.
building friendships in the comment section,
Yeah.
but they're doing it. I saw a post the other day where a guy was like, I don't have any family. Who wants to be my cousin? Who wants to be my aunt? And the comment section was going crazy.
I know it was blowing up.
It was going crazy. I'm like, whoa. They're online asking for
Yeah.
family?
Yeah.
And it was a man, nonetheless, an African American man, was asking for family, and he was serious about it.
Wow. Yeah.
Just went off. So I totally agree that find your family, find your audience or your crowd, or the ones who are going to stick with you.
Yeah.
Find your tribe. Sometimes it doesn't look like you thought it was gonna look.
Yeah.
No, you thought, well, it was gonna be auntie, it was gonna be grandma, it was gonna be Nene and them, but now it's like, no, I have to find who's really for me.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
finding them is not a matter of you going out and looking like the young man and asking. Finding them is saying, God, where is my tribe? Finding them is asking God, put me in the right places at the right time, around the right people, for the right reasons.
Yeah, and you know what? The one last thing I want to say is, just like in the workplace, some of us feel like we're code switching to belong and get along and stuff like that. We do that in our families. We don't recognize it, but we do that in our
Mm-hmm.
families too. We're around people in our families we don't want to be around, but we do it because we feel obligated or that we have to. And so you're in an environment that you are conforming to, and
Yeah.
you don't want to be there, but for the sake of mom and auntie or whomever, it may be your spouse, where the other part of the family is not welcoming to you, but you're in it, and so you're trying to push through it. That kind of stuff, those situations contribute to our exhaustion and our burnout,
Mm. It's
you
true.
know.
It's very
You
true because you're trying to put on a mask and be someone you're
know.
not. I don't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're hiding again.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very true, very true.
Yeah.
So I thank you. I appreciate you for coming to Boss Babes and giving us all the tools you gave us today and the strategies. We appreciate you here. And if anyone wants to be able to find you, where could they find you?
Yeah, so I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. I am Tinna Jackson. Tina with two N's. It's
Yeah.
a little odd spelling, but it's stuck with
Okay.
me over the years. I'm also on TikTok saying Tinna Jackson. And I actually have a group coaching program that I'm starting called Pivot to Power, going
Okay.
over all of these exact same things. I was
Wow.
and I was very thoughtful about this. I was trying to build a program where we could build community and have all kinds of tools and resources and actually get strategy and consulting in real time on a weekly basis.
Okay.
Because I've had my own coaching where I've paid for coaching over the years, and you ask a question and they're like, refer to module 2 40 minutes in. I'm
What?
like, no, answer my damn question now. And that's the thing, is like people need answers now. And
Yeah.
so, I built this program where you could, get real-time coaching and consulting on a weekly basis. And I built an AI bot for it so that when you get ideas in the middle of the night and I'm not reachable, you can also use, I call her Shelly,
Wow.
this AI
Okay.
bot that has all of my tools, all of my frameworks, and it speaks like me and sounds like me. So,
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that.
yeah.
So what's next for you?
Yeah, so it's called Pivot to Power. The website is pivottopower.live/welcome. All the information is there. There's a free assessment, and you could get a free 20-minute consultation with me as well. No obligation at all. And the thing about this is, it's not about making money for me. It's making sure that we have the tools necessary to continue moving forward.
Yes.
I actually there's a part of the program that I call Power in Transition for people that have lost their jobs and they need community.
Hmm.
And in
Yeah.
exchange in exchange for being in the program at no cost, complimentary, I just a testimonial on the program and a testimonial for my book.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. I love that. We should all jump on that as soon as possible. I will leave the information down in the comment section. We thank you, Miss Tina, because you could have been anywhere else doing anything else. You wear many hats. You're a busy woman, but you chose to be here, and I thank you for showing up for us today. I do appreciate you. You showed your heart today. You showed integrity today, and I'm just gonna love on you for a minute. I appreciate you, and I thank you because there are many times where we don't get to see our faces show up for
Mm,
us, and you decided to do that, and so I appreciate you. Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Till next time. Later.